We got so far behind early in the game that offensively it sets us back where we can't really stay balanced, makes it difficult for us. And then defensively, we can't get off the field. In the first, I think, 3 possessions, I don't remember exactly, but we had several third downs we can't get off the field that we needed to get off the field. You know, the one bright spot for us today was we were good on special teams till the end. We went after a block and Zero clipped his heel touched the leg of the guy. But other than that, today was really good in special teams. Penalty-wise, we were good. Third downs, you know, I'm looking here, they were 9 of 15. It's way too much. We got to get off the field. We get a chance, we got to get off the field. And then we rushed for 3 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. They rushed for 6 yards a carry, which was going in the game. They were rushing for 5.1 a carry, and we were rushing for about 3.1 a carry. And unfortunately, those statistics held true out here today. So that's what I told the team. Told them that I'd be at work in the morning early. If they wanted to come by and see me, I'll be here, and then get rolling on the next game.
Mike, the defense just got gashed basically the whole game. Didn't really get a stop until you got the roughing the
That's
front.
right.
What was the problem with just stopping the run game and everything else?
Well, we're not fitting the run, and we got to do a better job of fitting the run. And without saying it, it looked like to me that we had our worst tackling day of the year. That we had, like in my mind, I was counting up to 8 tackles where we had a chance to hit and get a guy down for a 2-yard gain or less, and we bounced off, and they ended up being big runs. I think that was a little bit of an issue. We did not tackle well in this game at all.
When you talk about needing to fit the run better, do you have a feeling whether it's more a schematic issue versus an execution issue?
I think it's 3 things. Those 2, and we didn't tackle very good. Probably a combination of a lot of that. So I don't want to get too far out without watching the tape, because again, on ground level, the only thing I can really see on ground level is missed tackles. And I thought clearly we missed about 8 tackles. And I'm going to guess probably cost 100, and those 8 missed tackles probably cost 125 yards in rush. It would be my guess.
How are there so many reoccurring issues over the last 3 games?
So many what?
So many recurring issues over the last 3 games when this is one of the most experienced teams in the country.
Well, we're not really experienced a lot on defense at times. I mean, we still have some guys, but that's a good question. And we've got to go in and look at it. And you know, we had some guys out there playing today. They're you know, we're kind of breaking them in a little bit, but hopefully we can come up with some answers.
Coach, this is the second time we've seen Rangel come into the game in place of Bowman. Are we in a spot where as the coaching staff, are you guys looking at him possibly starting next week?
I don't want to get out in front of that again. Now, see, he didn't have very many plays. He only threw the ball, 5, 6 times probably? I didn't look. Yeah, 4 to 5 times. So we need to look and evaluate. You know, I don't want to make a decision and say something now and then it maybe not be true, but we'll need to look and see where we're at.
Mike, where do you guys go from here offensively?
Say it again.
Where do you guys go from here offensively?
Where do we go?
From here after today.
I can't hear you.
Where do you guys go from here offensively after today?
Where do we go?
Yes.
You talking about scheme-wise?
Yes.
Our scheme's fine. I mean, I've got to look at that, but I didn't think that we run block very well. I thought we got pushed around inside today, but again, I'm on the ground. So, and then in most cases, you're not going to wholesale change in the middle of the season. Okay, you got to continue what you're doing. You can make small changes, but you got to get better at what you're doing versus just saying you're going to go to something new.
Are you able to make more changes having the week off than you normally would be able to?
It gives us a chance to experiment with different things. That is correct.
How's Ollie doing?
Ollie, health-wise,
Yeah.
I think he's. I mean, I'm not sure, but he got banged up a little bit. But I don't feel like it was something that's long-term.
Mike, what did you think of the crowd was booing pretty good early on? I don't know if you heard that, but if you did, what did you make of it?
Well, my job is to pay attention to the game and not pay attention to the crowd.
Mike,
Well,
last
you
year,
say to, related to fans, I mean, this was a team with, at least outside expectations of, being in the 12-team mix for the college football playoff coming off the Big 12 championship appearance a year ago. What would you kind of say to the disappointment so far this season?
Say to who?
Fans.
Well, my job is to not talk to the fans. My job is to coach the team. That's what my job is. Everybody that pays and comes to a game has a right to display whatever action they feel comfortable. I don't have an issue with that.
Mike, do you have any update on Brennan?
I don't have any injury updates on those guys. I'll know more of that on Tuesday.
Mike, last year, Nardo seemed to really have a knack for in-game or halftime adjustments. The last few weeks with the run defense being what it's been, it seems like maybe some of that has been missing. Is there some things that you guys could react to?
I mean, again, I've got to look and see. I'm going to go back to what I said. I don't think we fit the run very good, and I think we missed a lot of tackles. That's a bad combination. I'll be able to give you more information later without, when I look at it and run it back and see what all is going on. But that's going to be my first thought, is those two things cost us probably 125 yards rushing. And the bad side of it was there were several in the first two drives, and we had chances to get off the field on third down and miss tackles, and we didn't.
Mike, early in the first quarter, you also gave up, 3 third and longs for conversions, and that sort of set the tempo.
I know.
What
I'm
was,
with you.
That's a little bit of an issue in Manhattan, first quarter also. What's going on there?
We're not getting pressure on the quarterback.
And just the absence of Colin?
Excuse me?
Yeah, just the absence of...
Well, we miss him, but Colin's not with us, so the other guys are practicing. We got to do a good job of coaching. They got to do a good job playing.
Are you missing some physicality up there?
I still think, without looking at the tape, it's more run fits than it is the physicality side of it. It's being in the right spot on double pole plays, things like that. Quarterback run, fitting those plays, we have to do a better job of.
Is that a miscommunication problem or an execution problem?
It could be both. Could be both.
Mike, when you play defense like that, it sort of puts the focus there. But you only had 227 total yards. It's tough to win this day and age with that kind of production. What can you do to get
They had the ball
offense going?
42 minutes.
What's that?
They had the ball 42 minutes, Barry. So we didn't have the ball. No, now, we didn't play any good on offense, but we didn't have the ball. So, what you're saying is accurate, but the combination of only having the ball for, 17 minutes, and then not playing good, then you're not going to run up very many yards. So we need to fit better, would be my guess. We need to tackle better. We got to get off the field on third downs. And then we didn't rush the ball as effectively as we needed to. We're at 3 point something a carry. We need to be over 4 yards a carry. And then we couldn't convert. We were 3 of 10 on third down. So those things will end up kind of adding up. And for us right now, it's difficult when we get behind by multiple scores, which we know that. We're trying to avoid that. We don't want to be in that situation, but that's happened to us in the last couple games, and that makes it difficult for our team right now.
So that point West Virginia receives on the opening kickoff, is that a sign that they just want to get open early and see if you guys can hit back and go from there?
Their choice on the coin toss, I have no idea what their decision. You'd have to ask them that. It'd be hard for me to say what their thought is.
Mike, through 3 weeks of the season, you guys were averaging 42, 43 game on offense. What's kind of been different to you guys this past 3 weeks? Is there a culmination of different things?
Well, I'm only hearing half of what you're saying.
Sorry. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, you guys were averaging 42, 43 game on offense. What's kind of been the main problem for you guys the past 3 weeks? Is it a culmination of a bunch of different things?
You know, the one thing that I will always lean on is if you struggle to rush the ball for 4 yards of carry on normal down and distance, I think that's an issue in today's game, in my opinion. That's the first thing. The last couple games, we haven't been very good on third downs. So, like, they were really good on third down today. We weren't. And those two things can create a lot of issues just in themselves.
Overall, did you feel there were any effort concerns today?
No, I didn't. And I told we went after the punt at the end, and Zero's close. He's laying out and giving his body up and going after it, and the defense went out and, tried to defend. I don't see that, but that's something I do have to look at on tape, because it's almost impossible for me to see that in the game, much less all of them.
What did you think of Rangel when he was out there, and what was the difference in deciding to play him this week as opposed to wanting to leave Allen in the whole game last week?
Well, I thought that he played pretty good today. He missed a throw on our boundary. I thought he should have hit. But other than that, I thought he played pretty good. And in most cases, in that situation with a quarterback, it's just a gut feeling. I mean, that's me doing that. That's not anybody else. That's just me, and it's a gut feeling.
Coach, with the absence of Nick Martin today, you had to have a much bigger role for Jet Robertson. How did you feel about his performance today?
Again, it's hard. It's going to be hard for me to give you a fair evaluation with those guys. So we moved him over to that spot and moved another guy into another spot to kind of fill in for him. And it wouldn't be fair for me to say without watching that on tape, because there's a lot of things that those guys have to do.
Do you foresee Nick being out for a while?
Yeah, I think he'll be out for a while.
Anything else?
Is there going to be any extra challenge to keep the team motivated and not let this thing snowball any further?
Is it a challenge
Or just any extra challenge?
for me?
Or the staff in general?
The staff?
All of the above, yeah.
No, keeping them motivated is really my job, but these are grown men. They need to motivate themselves. This has to be important to them. And do I think it's an issue? I don't. I think they'll come back and practice really well. But that's my responsibility. But I also believe that we've instilled things in them since they walked in this door from day one that'll help them stay motivated. But those are things that I will look for over the next 5 or 6 days and really keep my eye on.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Good? All right.